Hey, welcome to Mom Said. This is Mom Said. My name is Gabe. What? Hey, welcome to Mom Said. My name is Gabe Gibbs.
And you'll never know my name.
Her name is Allie Gibbs, and Mom Said is a podcast made by 3 adult siblings, but it's not about that.
But
it's not about that. It's often about that. This is chaos. You're going to hear in the episode that we slowly lose our cool. Allie's chattering her teeth again. We slowly lose our cool because we're currently in the studio right now, and I didn't get here early enough to turn on the air conditioning in time.
It's 90 degrees
90 degrees in here.
We have to end it.
We're slowly sweating. I think you'll see that the time limit on the episode is going to be like 14 minutes.
Remember that one episode where Grant threw his back out during the episode?
Oh yeah, in the desert. Grant threw his back out in the episode. I forgot about that.
This is
And then
like
he
that,
just
except
left.
that we're all just too hot.
We're all dying. Today's episode, we talk about rocks. We talk a lot about rocks.
Pretty much just rocks. I hope you like it.
We talk about a phobia called Alloxophobia, which you'll learn the definition of if you listen to the episode.
And we talk about chickpeas.
We talk about chickpeas. We talk about...
We love you. Hit it, Grant.
Mom
said. Oh, it's a summer episode. Why did you wear a winter outfit for our summer episode?
I was at the doctor's office today. We were getting my daughter her 2-month shots. And I was standing there in the office and I was like, babe, is it hot in here? It's so hot in here. She's like, you're wearing winter clothes.
You look like you're going to class. You look like you're going to class on the first day of the semester.
I do look, but I'm old enough now that it's kind of giving like community college professor.
Yeah.
That it's a little bit like.
Should we get our political bits done right off the rip?
What?
Oh yeah, that I told my daughter that.
No, is she fully vaccinated or are you opting out of some of the vaccines?
Fully-
Why
fully
would we
vaccinated.
start with this?
Fully
Why would we start with this? Can we please stop?
Just to get it done.
Okay.
Fully vaccinated.
What were you saying before? Grant wanted us to be political again.
I do like being political with Grant.
I
Maybe
know
we'll
you
start
do.
our own podcast where it's just you and I screaming about politics.
I can't fathom the audience for that.
I agree.
Who would
because
listen to that?
I don't know, dude. Definitely, it's not going to scoop up any mom said adoids.
Your own mother wouldn't listen to that.
No,
for
of
real.
course not. Who would? I wouldn't listen to that.
For real.
I'm not sure I'd listen to this.
What?
I'd listen to this.
Gabe,
I'd
come
listen to
on.
this, but
Sometimes
not if it was us 3.
I'll admit something. Sometimes I do.
You do?
Yeah, and I'm cracking up at
Your own self? Bro, get the hell out of here.
You know what's so satisfying about listening to your own self?
Pause for a second and let that sentence ring through the air. You know what's so satisfying about listening to your own self?
I listen to
crazy.
podcasts all the time, and sometimes I want to say something so bad, and then when I listen to this podcast, I think of what I want to say, and then usually I say it.
You don't remember that you said it?
No. But what's crazy is I think of the same thing again. So what's that?
Memory.
Can I tell you something else?
Sure, that's the whole podcast, bro.
Something wrong with my brain.
Yeah. Grant didn't like when I sat sideways last episode, but I like sitting sideways. This, by the way, we should post on the Instagram stories the video that Grant sent us this week of him watching Love Island is actually one of the funniest videos I've ever received from my brother. It's him.
It was when
I won't spoil it, but
it was when Alandria and Nick were kissing.
It was when Nick was
brief moment.
absolutely putting the moves on.
He was
putting the pressure on, wasn't he?
It was when Nick, for 24 measly hours, had it in the bag.
He literally would go.
Nick has so much, I hate to say it, Riz. I don't want to say
does,
this.
dude.
He has so much Riz that I'm a straight male and I can't get enough of Nick, bro.
Love Nick.
It's unbelievable.
Love Nick. And he's an RN.
He's a playa,
He's a
playa,
nurse.
bro.
He's a playa, and he's got health insurance. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think Nick is adorable, but not to make this literally every part of my life we just talk about Love Island. My group chats, everything is Love Island. I don't even watch, but I'm hanging out with people who watch.
I know what you're
so I've
about
seen
to
it.
say, and have you seen last night's episode?
Yeah. You don't know what I'm about to say.
The heart racing one?
You don't know what I'm about to say.
The heart racing one?
Yeah.
I know what you're about to say, and what you're about to say is the number one boy is Pepe.
Pepe's the number one.
Yeah, I knew what you were about to say. Pepe's the hottest
In my
boy.
heart.
And
you know what makes him hotter?
And did you see that everyone's heart raced for Pepe?
Of course. course. It's obvious that
I was
he's the
thinking
hottest
about
guy.
you when I saw that.
Pepe and Chris.
No. Chris is just tall. Chris is just tall. Are we talking about basketball, Chris?
Yeah.
He's just tall. Here's my imitation of Chris.
He's
he and Huda.
and yeah, he's tall.
Wait. When he and Huda come out and they do the like heart racing dance thing from a couple episodes ago, they come out and she's in a like sexy maid outfit and he's in like shirtless, but he has a chef hat on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Here's my imitation of Chris because he's never had to have a personality because he's tall.
Yeah.
Ready? She comes out and she goes, I'll give her B+ for this. She goes in a maid outfit. She goes, anyone need some housekeeping? And I'm like, all right, fine. And literally Chris goes, or a chef. Here's
the thing.
He said, or a chef. That is tall guy, hot guy, can do whatever he wants.
But
or
can
a
I
chef.
say
That was the best he could come up with?
there are a lot of tall, hot guys that when they open their mouths, you're like, oh, I can't get past that. And he hasn't done any of that.
Or a chef? She said, anyone want some
But he
housekeeping?
didn't say anything on.
And he said,
didn't say
or a
anything
chef?
problematic. Okay, and this is the other thing I love about Pepe is he gets almost no screen time. As the hottest guy in the villa with no screen time,
You know
it
he's
means
normal as fuck.
He's doing normal ass,
Yeah,
and that
which
makes
makes
me
him
be
even
like
hotter.
he's even hotter.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
getting
yeah,
zero
yeah,
screen.
yeah,
Why
yeah,
would he
yeah.
get zero screen time? It's
'Cause
because
he's
saying
boring and nice.
nothing interesting because
Yeah.
he's just a guy.
Yeah.
Dream. Anyway,
Pepe.
what I was gonna say before we got derailed was when I meet new people, I really try to remember their name. Obviously, everybody does, but like I love
Can you get over with a cheer on that one? Good job, Al. Try to remember their
try
name.
to remember their name.
Great
No,
job.
like it matters. If I
Yeah.
meet you once, I want to know your name. The name that I have the most trouble remembering when I meet someone is Allie. Like I'll meet someone named Allie and I'll like minutes later be like, I'm so sorry. Can you tell me your name again?
Okay, this is actually crazy. Can we jump ahead to our Did You Know? Can we jump ahead to our Did You Know? Because it feels kind of fake. No, we'll keep going. Just
Yeah.
remember that we talked about this.
Okay.
Because
And-
I know you forget everything you talk about until you listen back to your own self a couple of days
then I
later.
go, "That was
and
good."
you go, girl, you are funny. Do you high five yourself in the mirror? How does it go? Do you listen to us on one?
You really have a problem with the girl liking her own personality, don't you?
And look, hey,
And
why
that's
don't you just let a girl? Hey, why don't you just let a girl like her own personality?
And
Why
that's
don't you
just
just let a girl be her own?
patriarchal.
And that's just men putting her down.
And that's a man putting me down.
And that's a man putting me down.
Anyway, I can't remember people named Allie, and I wonder.
That's whack, bro.
No, I know, because you would think that I meet another Allie, and I'm like, oh, another one. And usually I say like, oh my god, twins.
That's wild because one of my best friends, one of my really good buddies and my best friend in high school.
I long term remember people who are named Allie. I'm telling you, it's like, but they always have to tell me twice when I first meet them.
There's
And then
nothing
I
in your brain
sound
that goes, oh my God, same name.
Right, you would think. You would think.
That's busted, bro.
No, it's super busted. And I've been trying to find like the root of why that would be, and I can't think of any kind of root. Because I'm not even like, oh, I'm the only Allie in the world. Like I have friends named Allie who I love, and I love that we match.
What's worse, you literally can't remember other women named Allie. And I decided that my best friend in high school was named Gabe. Which one's worse? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, is that
I
some
think
sort
we
of
both
narcissism that I have that is
personality disorders.
and you're both flavors of narcissism? Grant, do you know any Grants? What's your relationship to
How do you
Grants?
feel about Grants?
I really don't know that many because it's not that common of a name. I know a
Grant?
couple.
Anytime I encounter,
Are they older than you or younger than you or same age as you?
I know one the same age as me.
The rest are older or you just don't know?
I don't know. I only know one in my life at all right now.
back when I was on dating apps, I skipped all the Gabes and Grants. I had to.
Yeah, dude.
It was too
What is the rule for a person you can date? Can they have the name of your brother?
maybe.
What is the rule for the person that you date? Can they have the name of your parent?
Definitely not.
Really? You wouldn't date a Greg or...
Picture this. I walk in the door with my new boyfriend. He's tall, he's handsome. He makes 7 figures.
Fierce.
Yeah. I say, Hey, everybody. Meet Greg.
Meet Greg.
You would scream.
It depends, though.
You would scream bloody murder.
No, but if he's like tall and Chinese, he feels so different than our white, gray bearded dad.
White Greg? Here's the thing, and this is no prediction of the future, but I could potentially date older and would date older in such a way that the guy could be named Greg and he could be like in between the age of dad and me.
Okay.
That's weirder, right?
Well, it depends. Does he look like, talk like your dad? What is the rule of personality for the person that you date? Can they be like a person in your family? Probably not.
Well, I don't think I would even be attracted to them because they would register as something else for me, which is why I don't date guys like...
that are tall and goofy like me.
Yeah, either of you.
If they are goofy, Allie says, ugh. If they are goofy, Allie says, ugh.
It's
and
true.
I say, why don't you date that guy? He seems like a really cool guy. And she's like, ugh. He's kind of like you, so ugh.
Yeah, I don't want you to be goofy.
No, I get it. Hey, remember that one time when you went to go see Maroon 5? And
I was just thinking that when you were saying that. I saw Maroon 5 and I was in the nosebleeds. This was when I was in like high school, maybe early college, whatever.
This is one of my favorite stories.
I saw Maroon 5 and I was in the nosebleeds. And the fact that this pumps up your ego is crazy to me. But I remember
This was
all
before.
the girls.
This was before. Are we at 10 minutes yet? Can I swear? This was before he did the DM thing where he was like, "You're so fucking hot as fuck. Oh my god, your fucking
It's
body."
really
Remember that?
embarrassing when that happens. Yes, I remember that. It was during the pandemic, so I had nothing else
Should we
to
say
do.
the name? Oh, we said Maroon 5. So Adam Levine. You guys remember when Adam Levine, that girl
Okay.
just like posted the DMs of him being like, "Your body, your fucking body's so
crazy.
fucking hot.
It's
crazy. I
crazy.
can't breathe."
It's crazy because
Married.
right, but also like when you put something in writing in any capacity,
Yeah, dude.
don't put anything. Hey,
No.
don't put anything
Don't
in
put
writing.
anything in writing.
At work, when you're DMing a baddie, when you're, I don't know, just don't put it in writing because then
Yeah.
it's there.
So go ahead and voice memo baddies. Hit them with a voice memo
Or
like,
no, they
"What up,
take screen
girl?"
recordings of that. What you should
What
do
up,
is say
girl?
something
No,
in
of course, I'm
person
kidding.
because once you say something in person, it floats into space and we never see it again. And that's the only thing you can safely do that it'll float into space.
For now.
Did you know? This is not my did you know, but did you know that the world's, hold on,
Take your time.
I saw it on a TikTok.
Take your time.
This
We saw it on a TikTok.
It's a guy that reports good news. And I was reading that because some of the news hasn't been that good.
Good news. We're looking for the good news.
We made a huge digital camera, the biggest
yeah.
one we've
Yeah.
ever had.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
And we took pictures of the galaxy. And we've seen a bunch of different galaxies over and over again. And you have to look at it on a screen as big as a basketball court to see all the galaxies we photographed.
I heard about this on a podcast. It's actually really exciting.
Did you?
It's the most we've seen of space ever.
Yeah, and it looks...
We are way out of our depth. Hold on. Welcome back to our STEM podcast where we know everything about STEM.
And space.
Now-
Oh, you guys. Speaking of the freaking galaxies,
Speaking of the galaxies.
when I hear about other galaxies and when I even see them photographed, they look like little smudges on a page. And they look really beautiful. And they look like kind of what I imagine when I close my eyes, the universe to look like. So good thing I was accurate on that.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes me feel even fonder of our adorable little moon, the one that belongs to this earth. We have one single moon,
Yeah.
which is kind of tiny.
And he's doing his best and he's making the tides.
And when you think about it, it's a really small planet. It's not even a planet, it's a moon. And he's teeny tiny. And he's super little.
looking around. You're going to hate this because this is a duet where I'm...
My one rule. I went on a date with the moon when I was depressed because I was sitting at a restaurant eating by myself.
We're going to have to do duets where we're playing characters.
Okay, let me finish what I'm saying. It will just be a spoken word thing. Oh, I'll sing.
No.
Well, you could play an astronaut who knows the moon intimately.
Hey, it's me, the astronaut who knows the moon. I'm not the moon. Don't worry, I'm not the moon. I'm just the astronaut who knows the moon. And the moon wanted me to tell you. He told me to tell you that he wants to go on a date. So do you have a message for the moon? 'Cause you could tell me and I could tell the moon.
Yeah, you can tell him that I wanna go to Salazar again and share a taco and look in his moon eyes.
Okay, I'll tell the moon that you wanna date. You wanna look in his moon eyes. He's wondering what you mean by his moon eyes, 'cause he's just a rock formation with a couple of footprints left on him, depending on whether or not you believe that they were actually up there.
And now we're back to being a political podcast. Because do you think they were even on the moon? Did you see the flag?
Hey, you know what? Find me another podcast. Hey, find me another podcast that can weave from STEM to politics to music, back to STEM, back to politics.
So what I got so excited about earlier when Moon mentioned, is I was feeling really charmed by your adorable little moon when I look at the pictures of all the galaxies, because all these planets have moons and there are moons everywhere, and we only have one moon and we all look at the same moon for our whole lives. And I think that that's really cute and unifying, and it makes me feel even smaller than I already felt, which is good for my self-esteem. No, good for my self-importance.
Great.
Now, yesterday, I was walking with some friends out of a coffee shop, and we see a sign that there's a brand new rock shop in my neighborhood.
The way you
I got stuck.
The way you short circuited
I got
in the
stuck
middle
when
of
I
saying
said
rock shop. Rock shop. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay.
The guy who runs the rock shop has amazing taste in decor, in art, and in rocks. And he's so rock and roll.
That was the best I could do.
I mean, were you going to sing a rock shop song? 80s rock.
Yeah, let me get a better sound. Hold on.
Okay. I'll keep vamping. He pulled out a bright yellow sulfur rock and he said, "Smell this."
What?
Yeah, and he made me smell the rock.
That sucks.
It was stinky, the rock. And he said when he stores all his sulfur rocks together in a box, when he opens the box, he gets a huge whiff of stink.
Ew.
He told me that. And then I said, "Why do you know so much about rocks?" And he said, "I just love rocks." So he was awesome. And the thing that the moon, anyway, he has little chunks of the moon for sale. You can get a tiny chunk of the moon for $100 at his rock shop.
Wait, actually though, how can you prove that?
Get it? I wanted it so bad.
How can you prove that? How can you prove that they're actually from the moon?
Because he said they were from the moon.
And he knows about rocks and he likes rocks. And that's his his credentials, is that he likes rocks.
He's taking rocks extremely seriously.
Bro, what?
He's taking rocks really seriously. And he showed me
I take Diet Coke really seriously. It doesn't mean that I'm an expert.
But he has meteorite shards and moon rocks and like 1,000 other seriously gorgeous rocks.
But how do you prove that, is what I'm saying.
I think you just trust him.
Wow.
Imagine trusting someone.
Wow. I really keep trying to find you like a big, beautiful, like.
Yeah.
That's closer.
Ready?
I keep trying to find you a big, beautiful rock shop song. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You and your friends, you're out on a Sunday morning.
Rock shop.
You see a sign.
Rock shop.
And you don't want to ignore it. You walk down a hall.
Rock shop.
And you see another sign.
Rock shop.
You walk in the door.
Rock shop.
And this guy says, "Sniff my rock."
'Cause you're at the
Rock shop, rock shop.
rock shop, baby.
at the rock shop, rock shop.
Rock shop, baby.
I'm going to clip this and send this to the rock shop guy.
Okay. You
He'll-
clip it then.
No, you clip it.
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought.
Can we do a rendition of Love Shack, but it's Rock Shop?
Rock
shop! Rock shop, baby.
A rock shop, baby.
I see a little sign on the side of the bike trail. It says 2 blocks to the rock shop.
I got me a Kia. It seats about 3.
So come on, let's go look at these chunks of the moon.
Okay, here's my question to the audience viewing this on YouTube. Can you see how sweaty I am?
I know we're sweating up a storm.
I'm sweating up a storm.
Wait, can I just finish
We're
real
recording
quick?
this in the evening, and it has been sun shining through these windows
It's
all
horrible.
day long.
But can I just finish
It's
real
a
quick?
green. It's an absolute greenhouse in here. And
Before you switch to how hot it is, can I just say I'm going to
I
post on
already
our
switched to
Instagram.
how hot it is.
We can go back. I'm going to post on our Instagram story and ask, I don't have that much money, but do you guys think I should buy a chunk of the moon for $100? Yes or no? I'll post it on Wednesday. And please, I'll do whatever you guys say.
You know what they're gonna say.
They might say no because they want me to be fiscally responsible.
Okay, well then you have to
It's-
phrase it that way. You have to say, this is a fiscally irresponsible purchase that I cannot choke down in this month's budget. However,
Should I buy this
$100 moon rock?
chunk of rock for $100?
Is it cute? Like, does it have a cuteness to it?
It comes in a little box.
It's that small for $100?
Well, it's the moon, Gabe.
Yeah, but how can you prove that it's the moon, bro?
It looks like the moon.
In what way?
I felt starstruck.
No, bro.
I was like, oh my gosh, is that really moon chunk? Because I never been so close to moon before.
But is this the like space version of selling Jennifer Lawrence's toenails? Do you know what I'm saying? Did the moon consent to this? Or is this some moon creep who's been like stealing his trash?
A moon
and, like,
voyeur.
That's what I'm saying, a moon voyeur.
And furthermore.
And does that make you, does that make us like paparazzi?
And furthermore.
And is the moon just trying to stand on business and it's not clocking to us that it's standing on business?
And furthermore, if I believe this man to be having these tiny chunks of moon, that means I give up any possibility that the moon is made of
Cheese.
cheese. Mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Gruyere.
Monster.
Yeah. Parmesan.
Brie.
Are we willing to do that?
little Mexican shredded blend that you use for tacos. You know, when you go to the grocery store and it's why is it so much better? Why is it so much better?
Because they blend it thinner.
The way they blend it thinner and you put it on a taco. Ooh, Grant, are you sweating in my headphones? Yeah. I'll kill you.
Okay, it is, by the way, we can move on from the moon, but you guys let me know what I should do because I've never come across a moon for sale. And when you think about it, if the moon is just a floating rock in space, then a chunk of the moon is just a tiny moon.
Okay.
I could have in my possession
A tiny moon.
a tiny moon.
Yeah, all right. So every rock is a tiny earth. You're right. That's beautiful. Take care of the land.
Yeah, that is beautiful. And some
Take
of
care
these
of the
rocks,
land.
and some of these rocks are tiny galaxies, can I say? Because they were sparkling.
You think you own whatever land you land on.
Earth is just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and even preacher.
Now I'm like, because of last week's note that you gave about the songs being too short, I'm now eager to make them 16 bars.
I wish you wouldn't because I'm liking singing. I don't
No.
get to sing in any other part of my life.
Oh, do you want to go to that choir thing I told you about? We'll talk about it offline.
My heart just skipped a beat. I want to be in a choir so bad. Can I say Pocahontas, or really rather Disney? No, I'm going to give credit to the real Pocahontas. Saying that a river is never safe when I said you never step in the same river twice. Bars.
Have you Ever the wolf cried at the blue corn moon.
But you
or
never.
asked the
What I
grinning
love most
bobcat.
about rivers is you never step in the same river twice. Is that not a metaphor for all of it?
Bro.
All
The
of
reason
it?
you want to know why millennials and Gen Z are so hippy dippy, angry,
What I
protesty?
love
Because
about
y'all,
rivers
when we were
is-
little, you hit us with, you think you own whatever land you land on.
The earth is just a dead thing you can claim.
claim.
And I'm a hypocrite because I'm out here wanting to own a home so desperately. I complained about it in the car today.
Okay, but I know every rock and tree and flower has a life, has a spirit, has a name, bro.
I know every rock and tree and creature
Damn. But
has
flower
a
too.
life, has a spirit,
has a name. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon?
God, we really need to internalize those lyrics.
Or asked, did you ever ask the grinning bobcat why he grins? Did you just see him grinning and you never thought to ask, why are you grinning? What's got you so happy,
the
Mr.
biggest
Bobcat?
bar of them all is paint with all the colors of the wind.
Bro.
I have chills and it's 99 degrees in this studio.
Yeah, burr.
Paint with all the colors of the wind.
You can sing with all the voices of the mountain. All the voices of the mountain. The goats too.
all the colors of
the wind.
And then she says,
yeah. Oh, I'm loving. And then she says, and your brain went,
you can own the earth and still
all you own is earth until. Damn.
And the key I'm in, I'm going to have to really scream if I want to finish this off.
You can pay with all. Okay. Did you know? Are we in a position to do Did You Know? Are you ready with yours?
I just wanted to say one more thing.
Yeah, okay.
And that is that I asked the rock guy if he believes in spiritual properties of crystals. And he said, who farted?
Not me, bro.
It smells so bad.
Not me. You.
I would know if I farted.
It's not.
I'm attached to my own butt.
I'm not smelling a fart, and I didn't fart.
Okay. So I asked the rock guy if he believes in spiritual properties of crystals.
First of all,
'cause he
I
had-
literally thought, because the way that came out of your mouth, if you play back the tape, is I asked the man if he had belief in the spiritual properties of crystals, and he said,
Who farted?
"Who farted?" And I was like, "Bars." I thought we were still in Pocahontas mode.
No. I asked him if he believed in spiritual properties of crystals because we were surrounded by them. And he was like, I'm open to it, which I thought was a cool answer for a guy who's
That is a cool
been
answer.
obsessed with crystals for his whole life because he wasn't
Bro.
like totally and he wasn't like, no.
That's a great way to say no if you own a rock shop.
Bro.
No.
That's also,
What he said was, and
that's
I
also
really,
a line that can function in a lot of ways.
what he said was, I really believe, he's like, I'm obsessed with rocks, of course. So there's something to them spiritually
Yeah.
for me.
Sure.
And he said, I really believe that when you encounter a rock, if it makes you feel a certain way, that if that's what it brings out in you, that's what its power is. So let that rock
sure.
bring that out in you. And I was like, I would go to this guy's church.
Yeah. Fire.
And he said he's doing lectures.
Whoa. Thank you so much
I
for
joined a
joining
cult.
us.
I joined a cult.
We're so glad you guys can make it to Rock Church today. We appreciate y'all being
Yo,
here.
churches are called to rock.
Stand up and exchange pebbles with the person next to you.
I'm in.
Find a boulder to sit on. Make sure you ask if it's okay for you to sit down on it first.
And make sure you sing with all the voices of the mountains.
And paint
dude.
with all the colors of the wind.
100%.
We're so glad you could join us. This rock we hold might make us feel a certain way.
This rock.
We hold this rock. We hold this rock today.
If anyone is at home listening to this podcast and you want to know what it's like to be in this studio right now, put your heat on and then listen.
Put your heat on. Grant.
Put your heat on at home
Hey,
and
The
listen.
other day I saw-
Grant's first contribution to the stewed. Grant's first contribution in the stewed to the episode. What's up, bro? How's your spirit?
Just fine, honestly. Still
Okay.
recovering from a long weekend.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hear you. Travel.
Traveling,
Bad
no
sleep.
sleeping.
Grant, as we've discussed, is one of the most persnickety sleepers.
Particular.
Yeah.
His God-given middle name is Persnickety.
Grant Persnickety Gibbs.
I saw a new male
JPG.
manipulator tactic on social media the other day.
What does this mean?
I want to get
always
your,
bring stuff up that bums me out.
and this one was that you got to buy a cheap bag of crystals from Amazon, and every time you have a special guest spend the night, you give them one of these crystals and say, "Here, I wanted you to have this."
Oh yeah.
And then you just replace the crystal on your
like
nightstand.
like how these really 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 rich guys have like
That wouldn't work on me.
like Louis Vuitton and like stuff in gift bags.
That would work on me.
And then they're like, girl, I got you this, but they've just got a closet full of them.
Yeah.
But for the broke ass bros, they just buy some Amazon crystals and they're like, this usually brings me peace, but you bring me peace now, so I guess I'll give this to you.
Mm-hmm.
I would sniff that out in a second.
Yeah?
Would you?
Would you?
Depends how tall he is, you know?
True.
Totally.
Because that boy on Love Island walked out and said, or a chef?
He's
And
not.
Allie was like, he's
He
cute.
is cute.
And I said, he plays basketball. That doesn't mean he's
is
cute.
No. I don't care about basketball.
You don't? Why do you have a basketball next to you? Wow.
Why do I have a basketball? I didn't put that there.
Okay, Seuss.
It's not that.
Okay, immediately Seuss.
Why am I doing all the work to rap? Why don't you rap about the basketball?
They're playing basketball.
You didn't write that.
Okay. Dribble, dribble, dribble down the court. Yeah. Dribble, dribble, dribble in my shorts. Yeah. Shoot the ball and you'll never see it swishing, because when I shoot the ball, it always be missing. Dribble, dribble, dribble down the court. Yeah.
Do I have your permission to throw this in your studio?
Dribble down my shorts.
Ew.
Ew.
Do I have permission to throw this in your studio?
In that direction. There's a lot of other equipment elsewhere. Cool.
That was so high risk, low reward.
Yeah,
That
agree.
was unbelievable.
I
agree.
loved it.
I
There's
just
a
want
lot
to share
of-
a piece of happy news.
Please.
Honestly, I've had a stressful past couple of weeks.
Yep.
I've been in a stressful little mode in my life the past
Okay.
couple of weeks.
Okay.
But one little thing that has brought me joy is that in the new Mario Kart, please DM me if you've played the new Mario Kart. I want to hear your opinion on the new Mario Kart.
You know, there's a Nintendo Switch 2.
I heard on a podcast I listened to.
Okay.
Last
anyway.
Culture Recess.
You listen to other podcasts?
Yeah, Bo and Yang got the Nintendo Switch too.
They probably gave it to him for free because he's famous.
Yeah.
Jealousy.
And haughty and hilarious. Keep
And
going.
howdy and hilarious.
in the new Mario
yes.
Kart called Mario Kart World,
Yeah.
one of the carts is called the Lil Dumpy.
Bro.
And it's a little dump truck with a little shovel on the back that's too big for the truck.
Really?
And my favorite combo so far is you can have a cute little toad that has a burger hat on, and he can be in the Lil Dumpy.
Little Burger Toad, Little Dumpy.
And his name is Burger Bud.
Burger Bud, Little Dumpy.
Isn't that awesome?
That's so cute.
Hey, look, when the weeks are stressful, Burger Bud, Little Dumpy will help, honestly.
That is so cute.
That is cute.
And frankly, two things that would cheer me up is a Burger Bud and a Lil Dumpy.
Yeah, amen,
You
bro.
know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Well, do you want to go get burgers after this?
Yeah, bud.
Wow. Did you know?
We
Oh,
could go to the window.
I
and
have
then
work
you
to
could
do
go
after
too.
this.
What do you mean?
I have to make a tape after this.
Ugh.
I
Okay,
know.
we'll go get food.
I didn't get to go to the office today because we went and got
Shots.
shots. All of them. I don't want to get political, but we got all of them. And she did a good job. And oh my gosh, she has the biggest Band-Aids on her thighs.
No.
Band-Aids, normal size Band-Aids on an 8-week-old thigh. It's like
Is she only 8 weeks?
basically
still?
wrapping around 9 weeks tomorrow.
Wait, now anyone can kiss her face.
Okay, relax.
Well, I haven't been allowed to kiss her on the face.
Well, if there's any boys that are going to want to come over, I'll be polishing the
Your
guns while they're
he's gonna be
there.
polishing his
And
guns
if you want to
on
go
his
ahead and
patio
come
in
talk to me,
Silver
you can ask permission. If you want to date my daughter, you can go ahead and ask some permission. Otherwise, I got to know your intentions with my daughter.
Imagine going to Gabe and being like, sir, I love your daughter.
What do you mean when you say love, boy? You don't know what love is. Let me tell you about love.
Okay, Matthew McConaughey, tell us.
All right. Love is when she's grumpy at you and you have to do the things she asked anyway. I said love is sometimes you're out on a date and you are having a bad day, but you gotta make sure the bad day doesn't become a bad date. You know what I'm saying? Love is a lot of wonderful things.
Yeah, I was gonna
but
say.
the song started spooky, so that's the direction it took, little boy. You know what I mean?
Am I the little boy? Hey, but sir, I do feel that way about her. And I want to ask for her hand in marriage.
I will beat your ass.
My ass?
Or your face, or whatever is closest to me.
Why?
She is 9 weeks old.
Oh, God.
Can't believe that you can talk, because you're probably also 9 weeks old. I assume you guys are the same age, and you guys met in some sort of daycare situation.
I didn't realize that in this. I didn't realize that in this scenario, it's current karma. Well, I was just saying that you were like, only mom and dad are allowed to kiss her head. And I was like, I'm going to follow those instructions until she gets her shots. And now, am I allowed to kiss her head?
I think so. Yeah.
Yay!
Dude, kissing her little cheek.
I haven't done it yet. Because
I have two
I'm
questions.
respectful of the rules.
I have two questions. Number one,
Yes.
what is Gabe gonna be doing when some dude comes over to ask to date Carmen?
What's Gabe's version of polishing his guns?
Bro,
Yeah.
first
He's
of all,
gonna
way
be
to phrase
playing.
that.
He's gonna be playing the kazoo. He's gonna be polishing his kazoo, dude.
Gabe's going to be polishing his melodeon. Yeah. Come on in, brother. How are ye?
When you get upset,
no,
you'll play
tuning-
a sad song.
tuning the piano.
Yeah, I'm going to be tuning the piano. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. This is the sound of tuning. Here's the thing. There's no way Carmen, raised by me and the mother that she has, is going to even be dating boys that will ask my permission. She's going to be like,
to me.
do not talk to my dad about
Gross.
this. She's going to be
Gross.
like, Also, do people do that anymore?
This
I
brings
used
Yeah,
to do
yeah,
that.
they do. People do that.
That was gonna be my next question. Is
It's
do
true.
people still ask the father of the
dating?
bride? No, well,
No, not for dating.
people don't do it for dating.
For marriage.
Do people still do it for marriage?
I had to do it for dating when I was a
Yeah,
teen.
well, we grew up in a sort of like Christian moment.
Yeah.
Okay, unbelievable. Yes.
Yeah.
We did grow up in sort of a Christian moment. Yes.
So, but now people still ask for hand in marriage.
Oh, I think that's less religion and more just like
Well, it's still
courtesy.
Well, it's still, if we really look into it,
It's rooted in
it's fucked up.
It's rooted in something funky, but I do think rebranded, it's charming to be like, I want to be a part of your family. I want to face you. and say that I love your daughter.
Well, I
Oh,
think-
well, when I talked to them with Lauren, when I talked to them about Lauren, I think I did it with her, I think.
Oh, really?
Or maybe I did it before, but then there was a conversation with all four of us, her parents and me and her. But regardless, it wasn't like, can I have permission? It was more like, I want you guys to know I'm going to ask her to marry me.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's like, can I have permit? I mean, maybe they are. Different cultures value different things in that way too. Like I was just talking to a friend who was like,
But
he
that's
has to ask my dad.
But that's what we're talking about is what's the culture that we're agreeing on.
I feel like
Culture
the
that made you say
move,
culture was for
the
you.
move now, at least what I would do if I was in that situation, would be to ask mother and father
Totally.
together.
Oh, it's not like
yeah.
it's not like a
Man to
fishing
man.
trip. Yeah.
No, because it was
Yeah.
30, 40, 50 years ago.
it
Yeah.
was. It
Less
still
than
is
that.
in certain
Yeah.
areas.
So
yeah,
I'm-
you're right. You're right, Al.
But I think I
You're
would,
right.
and I
Right.
think I would take the lens of asking and not telling. Not saying like, oh, I'm gonna ask your daughter to marry me.
Yeah.
I think I would actually take the lens of asking as opposed to.
Well, that's sweet.
Well, but
because
also-
you know they're gonna say yes. It's not gonna be like, well, no.
Yeah.
Like,
It also depends on
We're grown.
It also depends on like how often are you seeing these in-laws? Do you have a relationship with these in-laws? Are they because like by the time I got to that question with my in-laws, it had been hinted at a bunch already, and they knew. Yeah. So it wasn't like, "Hey, can I?" It was like, "Hey, now's the time." Do you know what I mean? Like I'm doing it soon. So
imagine
it also
someone trying
to
marry your kid like out of the blue.
Oh, I'm sure. Well,
You'd
that's
be like,
also that feels very 1960s.
What do I do?
To be like,
what do I say?
Coming out of nowhere.
Okay, maybe we could get Thai food for dinner,
bro.
Something close to here. The window's out of the way for you.
Oh no, Grant's.
You know I don't like Thai food.
Grant's phone. Is it still recording?
It's overheated, maybe.
Hell yeah. No, it's not overheated. It just went into.
I'm overheated. 20%. I'll say that.
No, me too. I'm sweat.
I don't like Thai food,
like a turbo jet. That butt you got makes me so horny.
Allie, you might find this interesting.
You know, that's that song.
No, I know.
Do you want me to do it again? Is that something you're hoping for?
No, I actually just spaced out for both of you. So what were you gonna say, Grant?
I was gonna say this weekend. I thought this was interesting, and I know you're probably gonna disagree with me because that's how this podcast goes. But
wow, give her a
this
chance.
Podcast, you mean our relationship?
Give her a chance.
I was out in downtown Denver this past weekend.
Okay.
Went to some bars. Went to a variety of different bars. One was called Recess. One was called Dierks Bentley's Whiskey Time or something.
Shout out to Dierks Bentley's Whiskey Time.
Wow, they have their own.
I don't know. It felt like very Nashville.
Is Dierks Bentley one guy or is it Dierks and Bentley?
Guy. I think it's
his
one guy.
His full name is Dierks Bentley's Whiskey Time.
Yeah.
On his driver's license.
His first name is Dierks. I just threw up in my mouth. His first name is Dierks. Bro, I went to talk and it's so hot in here that something came up against my will.
Gabe's like barfing. Sorry,
Crazy.
what were you
Grant,
going to say about Dierks Bentley's Whiskey Time?
You went to Dierks Bentley's Whiskey Tiki.
I'm sweating.
Bro, this is miserable. Keep going.
Typically, when I'm out, most people are wearing slightly different things that you don't notice a pattern. Whatever. Every city has their own way to dress. But anyway, in Denver, every single girl I saw at this bar was wearing heels or pumps. Out to the bar dancing.
Real quick.
Pumps?
What is a pump?
What's a pump?
The like short heel, the short, thicker, stubby heel.
Okay. Kitten heel.
What is a pump then?
Yeah, but it's thick.
Yeah.
Thick.
Okay. Anyway, I feel like in Los Angeles, girls do not wear heels or pumps to the bar.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so interesting. It was culture shock to me.
Okay, pumps is making me laugh because I don't think that's what
are girls
That's
wearing?
Definitely what a pump is.
What are girls wearing to the bar?
We'll look it up.
What are girls wearing to the bar?
Here. Yeah, I mean,
Like
Air Force Ones?
Boots or like tennis shoes.
Yeah.
New Balances?
I see.
Are the girlies wearing New Balances? We've fully transitioned over to New Balances culturally.
What are you even saying? Like Grant and I are having a conversation and you're like over there saying New Balances?
Bro, I'm participating. What? I'm participating in the thing. I said, what are girls wearing to the bar? And you guys said like boots or sneakers. And I said, oh, like Air Force Ones, or have we transitioned to New Balances fully? What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay.
I was fully involved.
Hold on. Chill.
No, you chill.
I didn't hear you say the thing about Air Force Ones. I thought you were just saying New Balances, like just naming sneaker brands. Anyway, now.
I could do that.
Girls do wear heels, but not like Miami, not like apparently Denver. Like, I feel like it's a combination of a bunch of things. And also, I don't know the West Side vibe.
Oh, yeah. What's the West Side vibe?
But sometimes I'm in a heel.
Not heels. I definitely would agree that you're more likely to see a heel in the Silver Lakes and the Echo Parks and the Froggy Towns.
Yeah. But I recently have decided that I can't be wearing heels anymore because I'm grown and I get hurt. I'm
you get
tired.
hurt? Oh,
it hurts.
You got ankles that are weakening?
Actually, my ankles are totally fine. It's the blisters that I'm just over.
Also, we were downtown Denver and the girlies took their heels off and walked around barefoot. And I said, never, ever, ever would we do that in Los Angeles. Gonna step on a needle. Gonna step on poop.
Step on a poop. Poops,
gosh.
needles, humans.
Yeah.
I would kill to walk
Isn't
around
that
my town
crazy?
barefoot.
Dude, if you get every time I get a screenplay caught in between my toes,
Oh my God, disgusting.
it's so hard to get off.
disgusting.
So hard to get off. You have to bathe in tomato soup like a skunk.
Screenplays.
Ugh, it's like exterior, like coffee shop day, and I'm like, get off my foot.
Yeah. The
Did we
coffee
like that?
shop
Did we
day.
like that bit?
I thought it was cute, and I was trying to add to it, but I couldn't think of anything because I'm so hot right now.
What else
Okay.
are we stepping on in the streets of Los
I
Angeles?
know. I was like, we're stepping.
I
Like,
know.
I got a self tape stuck on my shoe. I was
Yeah.
trying to do that.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
It's good.
a little failed actor that's this big.
Yeah. Hey, careful. Hey, careful. I haven't booked an acting job in a while. Careful.
It's okay. You're not a failure.
That's not true. I had one earlier this year. What was I going to say? Oh, did you know? Are you ready?
Yeah. Wait. I'm not ready. I just need to reread mine real quick because I really want to get it right.
So just remember that I said when we bring this up, it's because you can't remember Allie's.
Okay.
You can't remember.
So I
other
know our
Allie's.
did you knows are not going to be the same, but that's okay. Damn. Okay.
Did
you know that ancient
Alloxophobia
Romans
is the fear of other people's
associated
opinions?
chickpeas with the goddess Venus?
Yours, no offense, sucks.
I thought it was
How does
good.
that have to do with anything of us this week?
We ate chickpeas last night.
Touche.
Sorry, what was yours? I was like really short circuiting there.
Alloxophobia, basically your name.
Yeah.
Alloxophobia is the fear of other people's opinions. You can't even remember other Allies. I think that's another form of alloxophobia. Is you have such a fear. You have a fear. You have a fear of other Allies. Alloxophobia,
And
a fear of other people's opinions. I do think
Fear is interesting.
political podcast. I do think we struggle with that. Everybody's got a little touch of the alloxophobia.
What do you mean, fear of other people's opinions? Like fear? I
Yeah.
don't think I fear it. I think I care.
Wow.
But am I scared?
I don't know.
Well, what if they say I'm ugly or stupid or something that would really hurt my feelings, like I'm not a good mom to my dog? I fear those opinions.
Alloxophobia. Alloxophobia, the fear of other people's opinions. We fear other people's opinions. We fear other people's opinions.
We want everyone to like us and everything we say.
Bro, agree. Is that true in everybody? Do you want everyone to like you, kinda? Or no?
Yeah, I think everyone wants that to some extent.
I think so too, right?
But also, I was gonna say maybe people I don't respect or don't like, I don't want them
Yeah,
to like
yeah,
me.
yeah.
I was gonna say the less I respect a person, the less I care when they're upset with me.
But even still, I kind of still want them to like me.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course. So mine was all about how ancient Romans associated chickpeas with the goddess Venus. Who's the goddess
what does that
of
mean?
love.
They associated. See, this is why I don't like yours. No offense. You better do some explaining because it seems vague as hell. They associated chickpeas
thought
with Venus.
that chickpeas were an aphrodisiac, which makes sense because they look like little butts.
Yes, they do. You
So
heard
when
it
you
here
think
first.
about it, if you're ancient Rome and you don't have anything on your phone to get you going, maybe these tiny butts will do the
You
trick.
go ahead and eat them little booties, bro.
What's-
You go ahead and have a bowl full of booties, and you're gonna be ready to rock.
Bowl full of little dumpies.
Bowl full of little dumpies.
bowl
And that's the episode title for sure. Also, what's
Not you coming in saying a sentence to have it snipe and be the episode title. Coming in 45 minutes into the episode.
what's an aphrodisiac for you guys?
Terrible question to ask your siblings.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. For me,
I'm not saying actually. Please just come up with a funny answer. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
So it is a terrible question to
I was
ask,
thinking
basically.
actually. Oh, aphrodisiac for me is
The nighttime air.
the nighttime.
You know, on Saturday
air.
night, I was saying this. The whole night I was out, I was saying this. Love is in the air tonight. And I was spreading that rumor to like all the people I was with.
Love is in the air.
Love is totally in the air tonight.
Yeah.
And did anyone fall in love? If they did, I wasn't privy to it. But I hope they did because of the rumor I started.
Yeah, I love that. What about you, Grant?
Nerds gummy clusters.
Yeah, I was gonna come up with something like that.
The blue bag. What is it? Is that your favorite? The blue bag?
Yeah.
The blue bag of nerds gummy clusters.
I actually this weekend got another birthday gift that was Nerds Gummy Clusters
So now you have 3 big bags.
for my aunt.
You have 3 big bags.
That's sweet.
It wasn't as big as the other 2 pound.
Which
gift.
aunt? Shout her out. Which aunt?
Aunt Lee.
Aunt Lee.
Thanks, Aunt Lee.
Hi, Aunt Lee. She
What's
doesn't listen.
What's your aphrodisiac in the worst game we've ever played before?
My aphrodisiac is.
Why do you think my hand's like that?
I don't know. It's horrible.
Bro, I think we need to make sure this room is a comfortable temperature next time because we are all like fucking dead.
No,
bro.
I know because I tried to show up here early, but we came from the shots where she got all her vaccines. We came from the shots and it just took a long time. It's just.
Oh no, I'm blaming you.
But I was trying to get here
I
early
blame
so I
you.
could turn it on because honestly, right now it's starting to get a little bit better.
Say your aphrodisiac so we can be done. Oh, I'm so sorry. Last week I promised I'd have a better attitude this week.
And do you?
Oh, quick little update. Biggie's doing a lot better.
Your dog.
I mean, he's old, so he's not going to last forever, but he's not like actively dying in the way he was last week.
I don't know. I don't have a good answer for aphrodisiac. That's not
Okay, play me in then.
gross. Hey, was thinking about you all week, Al.
What's up? I
Wanted to
this
make
part
sure that you were having
feels like such a played out bit that it's going to.
Wanted to make sure you were was thinking about you this week and
It's the ranking of the brothers. I'm gonna rank them again.
I'm giving you the craziest chords to follow. I'm so sorry.
Keep going. I'm gonna rank them again. I'm gonna tell them which is better again. I'm gonna be here making a decision again. We're ranking brothers again, in the heat again. We're out here again, ranking brothers again. Which one's better this week? I don't know, but I do know. I'm gonna say it right now. It's
Grant. Congratulations, Grant. I guess. Congrats, I guess.
Grant.
Tell me why it's me.
Yeah. And do it.
Because you so kindly went with our mother to visit our grandpa in Colorado, and I think that's really nice.
That was nice.
And I'm glad that grandpa got to spend time with you, and I think that's really cute. So, and did Gabe did that? No.
And could you have been hanging out with your boys all weekend? Absolutely broing it out, Boy Town style. Absolutely playing Mario Kart 2 Boys for Life.
Dumpy,
you coulda.
Dumpy potato
You
head.
could have been doing Burger Bud, Lil Dumpy all weekend, bro. And instead, you sacrificed that to hang out with your familia. And
You know-
for this, I also rank you number 1.
Thank
Wow.
you so much. Now, I will say, I'm going to keep it real with you. I did sort of leave my cousin's birthday party to go hang out with women that I didn't know.
That's honest.
That's honest, but also still number 1.
That's honest.
Great. Amazing.
Still number 1.
Still number 1 because Gabe didn't do anything special. That's for sure.
Did you get any phone numbies? I feel like we already talked about this and you did.
Yeah, I did, but and then I texted her, and then she texted me, and then I texted her again, and then she didn't text me.
No, that's so classic. No worries, no worries, no worries, no
It's okay,
worries.
though. I'm not
Rub some
giving up
dirt-
yet.
We'll
Rub
get
some
there.
dirt in it.
We'll get there.
I'm not
All
giving
good.
up yet.
Get back out there, kid.
Get back out there. Hey, get back on the horse.
Hey, get back out there, kid.
And Eric, keep your mouth shut.
Eric, who listens to the podcast, was also there while
Keep your
Grant was
mouth
out.
shut, Eric. Grant's a cutie patootie.
Grant is a cutie patootie. As we've said on the podcast before, cutie patootie. Cutie patootie. Cutie
Grant
patootie.
is a cutie patootie. So is Eric. He's also a cutie patootie.
Anyway. You had something to say?
I was actually just about to ask permission to leave this place. Because I'm sweating and I want permission to go.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. This is one of our favorite things to do every week. The rest of the year, we're going to start introducing some new guests. So we're excited. Look out for those episodes coming out in the next few months. That's super exciting for us. Thank you so much for listening to our nonsense. This is truly one of my favorite parts of the week.
P.O. Box. We have a P.O. Box if you want to send something.
What's
letter.
the address of the P.O. Box?
On TikTok, I saw that people send glitter bombs to people. Please don't send me that.
I'm telling you, if you send us a glitter bomb, we will freak the hell out.
If you send me a glitter bomb, you'll never see me again.
But we do want you to send us a diss track. If you're the kind of person who can make a diss track, go ahead and send us a diss track.
Why do you keep asking for a diss track?
Because we don't want letters, but I do want like a diss track.
I don't think I have thick enough skin for a diss track. I'll soft.
I'll listen to it first.
Okay.
Because I get bullied on the internet and I'm about to release something this week that we'll talk about later that'll probably get me bullied on the internet, because anytime I do something that is wider than my audience, it gets me a little bit bullied. We can't talk about it because I got money tied into it.
And when it's just your audience, I'm the one bullying you.
The only one bullying me is my sister. Thank you for listening to this episode of Mom Said. We're so glad that you guys join us. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. And to all our 8-year-old listeners, hey. Yeah, one more for a good measure. You're bad at that one. Pretty good. Oh, with the reverb? Okay, if you're still listening.
Let me try one more time.
If you're still listening, we love you. No, it's you gotta let the lips vibrate a little more. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
We gotta go. We gotta go. Goodbye.
Why did you sing over me?